What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a video following up on my two other videos, which if you haven't seen, please check them out. So how to set up a full stack application with Next.js and Supabase on Coolify. So Coolify is a really nice tool that aims to simulate versatile basically behavior, but at the same time being open source. So this is a tool that I've been using now for 3 months, and I think is really great. Today I'm going to show you how you can make scheduled backups basically of your database for Supabase, which I think is really important if you're going to production. So let's get right in. So first things first, we're going to do is basically going to go in S3 storage. So an S3 storage is basically like a file storage system which aims to basically allow you to send files to it and then be able to pull them out. So many services allow you to do that. There's AWS, DigitalOcean storage. For myself, I'm using Cloudflare because they have a free plan, so I'm going to use that. So Cloudflare R2, which is really easy to set up. So you can just sign up to Cloudflare, go to R2 object storage, and what you're going to be seeing is first up this page. So first thing first, what you're gonna want to do is basically create a new bucket. So a bucket is basically like a storage folder, if you might say, which you're gonna have different things. So basically you're gonna be able to see the logs and the metrics by each bucket, and each bucket can be hosted in different locations based on what are your needs. And also you can specify what the type of access is. So AWS has this kind of service where they have the standard S3, but they also have the S3 Glacier, which is less frequent access S3 service. But for our sake, we're just going to use the standard with Cloudflare. So you can create any bucket you want, honestly. So first thing first is going to be the bucket name, so you can put whatever you want. The location is really like where you want your data to be hosted. Honestly, I don't really care, so I'm just gonna put automatic. The default storage class is basically something you can change if you want, but for the free tier, you need to select standard. But if you were in the paid plan and you know you're not gonna access your files a lot, which for a database backup is pretty much it. It's more of a fallback and more than like a frequent access for like images or something. So the standard would be a bit overkill, so let's go with that. And it's just gonna create a bucket. So as you can see, we have a brand new bucket right there. We have a metrics object, so you can see your objects, and we have the settings. So first things first, you're gonna see is basically an endpoint where you can access your bucket. And you also have other policies you can set, which I'm not gonna dive deep, but basically you can set which URL could access the bucket and everything. So basic S3 storage techniques. Next up, what you're gonna want to do is create a new API token. So for our sake, what we're gonna need to do is basically create a new token. So we're gonna call it whatever you want. And we're going to need to give it object read and write permissions so that Coolify can back up to the bucket. And I would suggest only applying to your specific bucket. So in my case, I'm going to apply it to test. The token is going to stay active forever for myself. And you could, like I said, specify an IP you want to give the token to, so that it's the only IP that has access to this bucket. So you can create this token. And next up, what you're going to want to see is those credentials created. And this is where we're going to go now in Coolify to check where to put that. So next up, what we're going to want to do is at the left, there's an S3 storage tab. Just click on that. You're going to arrive on your storage. And then after that, you click add. You're going to add your new storage. So test backup. So you can put that there. Now copy your endpoint to this. So endpoint. Now you select the bucket. So our bucket, we're just gonna get the name after, but for the token, We also need to get that, so I think it's here. And also that's for the secret, so let's go with the secret here. Then we go with the access key right here, and let's just click finish. So yeah, so the bucket is named test, so we can just put the bucket here. We put test, validate connection, and continue. Alright, perfect. So right now you can click validate connection to make sure it's working. So as you can see, it's working, so the credentials are set up right. Click save, and after that you're going to be able to see your S3 bucket here. What you're going to then want to be able to do is go to your database. Let's test with a dummy database just to get started. And once you're in that page of the Supabase instance of your database, what you can do is go to the last container, which is going to be the Supabase DB, which is basically a Postgres Docker image. You're going to click backups right here. Once you click on backups, you're going to be able to change different things, but right now we're just going to add backup, and we could use cron like format in terms of frequency, but we're just going to use daily to make it easier. You could also choose to just backup locally, but if you want to save to S3, you can click save to S3 and specify the basically the S3 storage. So in our case, we're going to select the test we just created right there. Click save. S3 enabled, backup enabled, so all is that. Then after that, we're just going to select the right S3 storage. I don't know why it changed. You can select the frequency, and you can select the number of backups to keep locally. So this is honestly pretty much up to you for your use case. And then what you can do is click save, so that's all right. And then after that, you can basically start the backup. Right now, since the container is not started, that's why you can't backup. But if we go to my other project, which is going to be a project my request, so my app, just like this, then we go right here at the bottom, go to backups. Still getting that weird error message. So in the scheduled backups, as you can see, it's right now set up to backup daily, and as you can see, the last backup was okay, so 234 megabytes. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna see basically in your object storage, you're gonna be able to see the objects that are gonna be put to it. Alright, so as you can see, we have the backup right here, which is basically in data Coolify backups, and then team, just like that, and you have your backup here. So the PG dump, which is 246 megabytes, which you can then restore using PG restore, which we're not going to cover today. But this is basically the flow, like how you can backup. If you have any questions on like how to backup with different techniques and how to restore, it would be my pleasure to make another video. Make sure to go check my other video on how to fully set up Supabase and Next.js full stack application on Coolify. And also check the previous video where I show you the cost different the cost breakdown of self-hosting vs using Vercel and Supabase, which is really interesting.